Thriving in higher education is not an easy task. However, for some students it becomes so burdensome and demanding that they require specific, well-targeted support measures to maintain engaged and motivated. In doing so can help prevent them from dropping out or falling behind in their studies. The aspects to be addressed by these supporting measures include broadening access or intake to higher education to include underrepresented students, widening and deepening the engagement and participation standard of underrepresented students, reducing dropout rates in higher education institutions. Most common groups of underrepresented students are students from disadvantaged socioeconomic background, remote areas, coming from different ethnic groups, migrants, or those having a disability or mental health issues. Main problems of these groups are related to discrimination and bias, inappropriate infrastructure technology support for students with disabilities, language barriers, poor background knowledge, or inflexible and extensive study cycles or courses. Let us review some practices that work. Conducting bilingual programs to promote intercultural learning and school climate. Addressing COVID-19 emerging needs regarding teaching and learning by providing guidelines for teaching staff on adapting online teaching to different situations and to students with specific needs. Providing emergency funding and loan schemes to assist purchasing of equipment necessary for distance learning for students at risk. Monitoring to the university commitment and compliance with Equality Act 2020, while also having a contact point for approval, review, and embedding of the university's equality and diversity policies, strategies, action plans, and projects. Recommendations: offering support to any European minority languages studied at higher education institutions. In doing so, could be viewed as a support measure in promoting diverse cultures and languages and will help enable inclusion and diversity from early education onto tertiary education levels. Digital early warning system should be developed to track and support individual learning experience and academic success of at-risk students. Introduction of comprehensive ways of collecting feedback from graduates on targeted support and requirements. This may be reached through a more structured collaboration between university structures and student representative bodies. To increase higher education's accessibility, create recognition mechanisms of non-formal education, as well as transition pathways from vocational education and training, secondary education to higher education. Creation of European repository of best practices and case studies on inclusive higher education systems. Higher education institution measures could be useful open educational resource underpinning engagement and participation of underrepresented students. Non-teaching staff at tertiary education should have an entry training on institutional policies and practices, ensuring equality of services provision for all students. Higher education institutions' partnership with external community organizations could be highly relevant in understanding local needs of the most vulnerable society members and addressing them through educational programs, learning, and logistical support. increase opportunities for participation of underrepresented students in mobility schemes within the country and internationally, and support participation in non-formal learning opportunities that are validated by the higher education institution.